starting. But beyond that, this week we are traveling with the wolf as our spirit guide, and it's asking us to review our path. We are in the shadow period of retrograde with Mercury, and I think this week before we enter into that phase might be a good time to begin to review the path that you've taken thus far in this year. It's already 6 months later. I can't believe that the year is flying so fast. So, what is a retrograde? A retrograde, especially a Mercury retrograde, is a period where a planet looks like or appears to move backwards from our point of view. And that's just beautiful astrology out there. And not only Mercury retrograde can go retrograde, um, any planet can go retrograde really from our point of view. So each of them will have an impact on our lives, on our energy, on our frequency. And a Mercury retrograde is all about communication. Well, Mercury is all about communication. So a retrograde would be a review, a period to just become quiet, become still, and just observe, where is it that I am? Where is it that I'm going? And am I actually making progress? So a Mercury retrograde happens about 3 times a year, and we are in a pre-window. Like for the next week, we can use this time already because it starts to look like Mercury is slowing down. Not really, just from our perspective. And then when we go into retrograde, it literally starts to look like it's moving backwards until it goes forward again. So how does this relate to my canvas? Well, today for me, this is just a practice to become still, a practice to become quiet, a practice to really listen to myself and to open up my intuition and to just play. I am recovering from a little bit of a bronchitis, so I didn't plan to talk a lot with you guys, but really just to have you view what I'm doing with these canvases. Now, I've got two of these canvases. Another one is standing just down there. And I plan to do a diptych of two beautiful paintings that will work together in my bedroom. So I asked my AI to inspire me. I used a painting that I find really beautiful, changed it up quite a bit, and asked him to create a diptych for me. So basically, what I am going to be doing is like a beautiful lake or a river or a pond with some beautiful, let me just get it to not shine, a beautiful reflection of water lilies, water lily pads, and the beautiful light that is reflected on the surface of the water. And I tried this morning to get two of these canvases together, but my easel isn't big enough. I even tried to clamp them together. Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. It is so nice that you guys are spending some time with me. Right, so I couldn't clamp them together and I don't have a bigger canvas, so I'm just going to start playing on this. So this was actually a painting before. I sort of outgrew it, currently in between canvases, so I thought they're just standing in my studio anyway, so let's really use this as an exercise to reflect. Maybe put on some music for yourself, join me and open up some paint and just join me in this journey. And as I reflect on my inner landscape with the guidance of the wolf, I'm going to be just playing with this beautiful watery surface and allow this to just emerge on the canvas. So my master coaching sort of session last week said that I must spend a little bit more time in front of the camera on a live or something like that so that you guys can get to know me. You guys know my videos, you know my coaching, and you know I work with spirit animal guides, and I offer formative soul art journeys, and that's really what this is all about. So the canvas for me is a metaphor for my life, and this is where I reflect. This is where I go within and really just listen to my inner guidance and my inner voice. And that is the message this week of the wolf. It is here to guide us on this beautiful path through the retrograde. And if you watch my shorts and my posts, you guys will sort of get to see the portal journey that I've been laying out and sharing with you guys. And over on my Patreon, we really dive deep in these beautiful spirit animal guide art journeys. In fact, we just finished the beaver. Let me share that with you guys. This is a beautiful spirit animal guide art journey that I just completed for my Patreons. Yes, we painted the beaver in this beautiful landscape with the moon, but it wasn't so much about this painting as it was about the guidance and the message of the beaver in that journey. And that is what is so exciting. So I'm blabbing. I'm going to start playing on this canvas. So I covered it with a beautiful black gesso. Have you ever worked on a black gesso? This is a beautiful black gesso that I use to cover it. It sort of comes as a gel and then it dries nice and matte. And it is quite a powerful background to begin a painting on because it really allows me to make the colors pop. So I think I'm just going to start to play with the reflective water surfaces. I've also sort of just lined my easel here with some kitchen towel because I plan to play with a bit of drips and just allow acrylics to flow to begin to create that beautiful body of water in the background. So come along for the journey. I'm going to be doing that. So please say hi, tell me where you're watching from, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I'll pop in every now and again. Hi, Powerline, Fire for Two, Rabble, RT, hello! And Tiffany, hello Tiffany, that's a bit easier than your handle. Beautiful handle though, but I might have pronounced that incorrectly. Love the accent and energy. Thank you so much, Sepu. Thank you for joining me. Let's get playing. Right, so this is not going to be a tutorial. This is going to be exploratory kind of open studio. So let me see in my acrylic inks. Let me bring my acrylic inks forth. I like to just start with a freedom layer in my paintings. And what is a freedom layer? Well, a freedom layer is really a place where I can start to play and just express myself and see what works, what doesn't work. I think when we start paintings, it's so easy to begin to immediately want to paint detail. And that's like the last thing you do, really. So let's get into playing. Now the acrylics, acrylic inks can be a little bit translucent. So let's see what they will do on this canvas. This is a beautiful process magenta. Ooh. I like that. Have you guys ever tried acrylic ink? It's really a fabulous medium. I apologize if you guys can hear a telephone call in the background. That is another studio space next to me where somebody's working and they're doing a group call, so never mind that. I wanted to put music on, but you know, I don't have license to listen to music, so that's why I'm encouraging you guys to maybe pop in your own music in your ear. I actually forgot to get my earbuds for this session, but I did want to connect with you guys and share. So this is cadmium orange, I think. Yes, just an orange. Ooh. That's fun. Okay, I think I'm going to apply with just a very soft fan brush. I don't want to waste any of this too much. And what I like about the water reflections in this scene is you have all this verticality to play with initially. And that's why I thought this would make an excellent start of a creative process. Because the water reflections are all vertical and the lily pads is all horizontal, that gives us a very nice contrast in movement. And that's what I want to play with. Now in the beginning this is all going to look very dull because of the black background, but as we build up our layers and our highlights and our intensity, it's really going to give us some beautiful vibrancy. This is just a beautiful magenta. I like to say beautiful before everything because I just love color. And you? I just love color. Oh, we need a little bit more of this, I think. Beautiful winter morning here in South Africa. In case you don't know where I'm from Pretoria in South Africa, and it's winter in the southern hemisphere. Yesterday was cold. I actually wanted to do this live yesterday, but I decided today is a beautiful, lovely day. So let's get into this and just begin to play. Now I'm going to do something controversial. I'm going to turn my canvas around. So now we can continue to play. Let's see what else have we got here. Let's try some red. Ooh, some cat red always looks nice and vibrant. Amazing what warmth is already happening here. Got here a beautiful mauve. And this is really just student grade acrylics. Oh, this one doesn't have a nozzle. That's fun. What else have I got here? I've got lots of magenta. I have to finish it and use it up. Otherwise this is going to dry on me. Ooh, that's nice. You're going to hear me ooh and ah a lot today. gorgeous. Like that. Ooh, some fluorescent pink. I do love, my favorite is FW from Dollar and Ronnie. Their FW acrylic inks is fantastic. Affordable, high quality. And I do like the little dropper that we have here. Hi Lonwa. You guys must tell me where you're watching from. Which country are you from? Which city are you from? It's always nice to see who is watching what from me. That's a very good example of how vibrant color can begin to look on a dark background. So you don't always have to start on a white canvas. I think sometimes the white canvas can be so intimidating to get started. So I wanted to share something else with you guys that I also recently did with my acrylic inks. This was one of my creative exercises in a very recent, actually still running series of mine on Patreon. And the challenge was to paint your own higher self or your soul self. What a great prompt. Have you ever tried to do that? Just represent yourself with some color, some line, and some silhouette and see how that makes you feel. That might be a fun exercise for you to do while you paint along with me, because you don't have to paint everything, exactly the same. You can just express yourself. This is a beautiful processed cyan from Dollar. And every now and again, I'm just going to go a little bit horizontal as well, just to indicate some reflections on the water. That really feels yummy. I think it's time to turn the canvas again. This is definitely not a day for wearing white. I've already covered my shirt in paint. I think this is like the second outfit for the day already. Especially working with the black geisha. Oh my god, that was interesting. Oh, beautiful orange. Let's bring that a little bit closer to the canvas. Oh, can you cooperate? I do love myself a good splatter, honestly. Throw some paint at the canvas here. I also like to add just a little bit of spritz of water. I know the canvas is very shiny now. It's okay. What else have I got? Ooh, some yellow. Yes, we need some yellow. Oh. I think I need a drier brush now. Also have some titanium white here. And I need to just create a little bit of value difference along. Oh, might be finished. Wow. I love how that just brings up the color. I think I'm going to set this one aside to begin to dry a little bit, and I'm going to start with the second panel in the same way. But I need to prep some waiting space here. Awesome, here's the second panel. And I'm basically going to start this one in exactly the same way. Now, when you do a diptych like this, you have to sort of treat both panels at the same time in a way. Otherwise, one can overdevelop and another one maybe underdevelop. So I really wanted to paint them together and then just hang them separately. But like I said earlier, my easel isn't big enough. So we're just going to have to do it this way. There's a lot of blue on this side of the painting. This is the fun bit. Just express yourself. Okay, let's begin to play with some of the warmer colors here. Oh, this one is nearly finished. Let me add some water to this little container. You could also try this with fluid acrylics like flow art. This is from one, but pouring art. I mean, pouring acrylics will also do well for a starting layer like this. Or you could also just dilute your heavy body acrylics with some medium and some water. Oh, that thing is in the way. Oh. I told you this is gonna get messy. Time to turn the canvas. Okay, let's see. I've got some lighter blue here. It's more like a turquoise. Yes, turquoise. Sure, time really flies quickly. Oh, isn't it a gorgeous color? Oh, give myself a fright. Oh my word, love these colors. It's just going to be so pretty. Let's see what else have I got here. Oh, this is, I think, the turquoise and this orange from FW. It's called Orange Flame. Is the reason I ever bothered to try to begin to paint with a little bit of acrylic ink, because it's just the most beautiful flame orange, and the turquoise. This is really my color scheme. I really love orange and turquoise together. It's just so beautiful, perfectly representing my aesthetic. Now, it is still important to be aware a little bit about color theory because orange and blue are opposites on the color chart. So if you're going to mix them together on the canvas, it's going to create brown. And if that's not what you're looking for, then you have to allow layers to dry. So I'm going to basically just finish this freedom layer. So you guys get the gist of how I'm starting this new project. And then I'm going to invite you just to check in on my channel every now and again, even check out my TikTok, because I'll be sharing shorter little snippets of this painting process with you guys over there if you're interested to see how this is going to turn out. But yeah, I think this is a beautiful start to this watery scene, and I really hope that I've inspired you today to maybe check out some acrylic ink and to see how a playful approach to your painting journey can be such a beautiful catalyst for inspiration. One of my coaches said to me the other day that they feel a little bit blocked or stuck in their creativity, and they asked me, how do I overcome that creative blocks every now and again? And I said to them, you know what, the only way that you can really get out of a creative block and to find inspiration is to actually let inspiration find you busy. When you start to play, even if you don't feel inspired, or even if you haven't got inspiration to begin with, it's okay. Get out a piece of paper, get out a canvas, get out your whatever medium you like, and just begin to play and allow yourself to express what it is that you're feeling, what you are going through, and what you feel in the moment. What colors you like, what vibe you like, and just begin to play. And you'll be amazed at how quickly inspiration arrives in that moment with you and can take you on a beautiful journey if you just allow it to unfold. I think sometimes we start at the wrong end of art. We start at the finished product sort of idea of art. What must it look like at the end? Where I want to encourage you to maybe explore the process and the journey a little bit more, a little bit less surety. But in the process, you might discover a beautiful inspiration and maybe even develop a style within yourself that you didn't know existed before. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to let this dry and I'll share with you guys the process as we go forward. But thank you for tuning in, spending a few minutes with me in my studio, and I will see you guys again real soon. Bye-bye for now.